Today in this class we will start a new chapter, that is chapter number 8. The name of chapter is function overloading and member functions. So in this chapter we have to study function overloading and function overloading examples, programs, and we have to study inline functions and friend functions. So the main topics in this chapter is, there are three important topics in this chapter: function overloading, functions. So before starting this chapter, let us see in exam how many questions will come from this chapter. So from this chapter only one question will come in the examination, that is for 5 marks. So only one question of 5 marks will appear in the exam at serial number 32, question number 32 in question paper. So this is a very small chapter as compared to marks. So from this chapter you will get 5 marks. So as we have already seen here, in this chapter we have to study total 3 topics: function overloading, inline function, and user friend functions. So from 3, any one topic will come in the examination for 5 marks. Okay, so first we will start function overloading. Okay, before starting these topics, first I will revise what is a function, what is mean by a function. So already we have studied in PUC first year also, and in last classes also we have seen what is a function. So function, there is a simple definition for function. Function is a block of code that performs a particular task or specific task. So function is a block means group, code means programming code, instructions, commands. So function is a group of instructions, or function is a block of code that performs a specific task or particular task. Task means work. So function performs some work. So depending upon the code, function will perform some work. So how to create a function? So general syntax. So general syntax also known as function prototype. Function prototype means how to create a functions. So to create a function, we have to use data type. So data type will depend upon the type of output. So what type of output is given by this function? So depending upon the type of output, we have to take data type. For example, if function is going to return integer number, then data type will be int. And if function is giving or returning output as decimal number, so output then return type will be, or data type will be float, like this. So depending upon the output of the function, we have to take data type. So first data type, then function name. So whatever function name we can choose, it depends upon user. User can select any name. Then after function name, inside parenthesis we have to give arguments. So arguments are parameters. So what? Okay, next. So after data type, function name, and argument list, then comes function body. So function body is enclosed in a pair of flower brackets. So inside flower bracket, function body is there. So in function body, you can write 1 line, 10 line, 100 line, or any number of lines. So minimum you have to write 1 line, or you can write more than 1 line also. So here in example you can see, this is example of a function. Here we have created a function. So name of function is sum. So sum is the name of function, and inside parenthesis, these are called as parameters or arguments of function. So it will accept some values through these parameters. So return type or data type of sum function is integer. It means sum will return integer value, or sum will produce output of integer type. So integer sum int a comma int b. So this is the name of the function. Then this is the body of the function. So this body of the function is covered or enclosed by flower brackets. So inside flower bracket only one line is there. So in body only one line is there. Return a plus b. So it will return the addition or sum of a plus b as the output. So at left side this is general syntax or function prototype, and right side this is the example of a function. It is very simple. So function are group of code. So here only one line is there. And what is the work of this function? What is the task performed by this function? So work of this function is to return sum value, total value of two numbers. So this, what is the work of this function? This sum function will accept two numbers and it will add those two numbers and it will return the result. It will return the sum as a output. So this is about example of function. Okay, next we will see. Okay, so before going in detail, here some important points are given. So data type with name. So this is called as variable. Example, integer xyz. Means if data any name comes with a data type, then that will be a variable. If same data type and name, so here in first line only name is there, but in second line with name one parenthesis pair is there, opening and closing parenthesis. So now it will become function. So if we attach opening and closing parenthesis with some name or some identifier, then that will become function. So example, integer is data type, xyz is the name. If we attach parenthesis with this name xyz, then it will become function. In last line, data type name, if we attach square brackets with a name or identifier, then it will become array. So example, integer xyz square brackets. So here what is the important thing? So any identifier or any name used with data type, then that will be a variable. If same name attached with parenthesis, opening and closing, then that will become function. And if same name attached with square brackets, then that identifier or name will become array. So this is the difference between function symbols, array and normal variables. Okay, now so here also you can see in this picture function prototype. Function prototype means how to create a function, general syntax. So how to create a function, already you have seen. Integer heading means function name. Integer is the return type, data name and data type, and inside parenthesis parameters or arguments are used. So this complete line is called as header, function header. Then opening flower bracket and closing flower bracket. Inside these brackets, body of function is written. So here you can write one statement or more than one statement. So here examples are given. So in this function we are using void data type. Void function name is xyz. Function name is xyz and data type is void. Why we are taking void means nothing. So this function is not returning any value. So this function will not return any value. Just it will print a message on screen like hi, welcome. So message will be printed on screen. It will not return any value. So when a function not returning any value, then we have to use data type as void. Then so here integer return type or data type. Here we are taking integer. Why? Because this function is going to return or produce the output of integer type. So this is data type integer, this xyz is the function name, and this is called as parameter, inside bracket parameter or argument. So only one argument is there, int a. So inside body, so it is calculating a into a, means it is calculating square of a number. A into a means a square. So it will return the output as square value, integer value. Hence we have to take here integer data type. Next, so here we are taking float data type, because this function will return a value of decimal type, means in decimal number. Value will be like 10.5, 1.2, 3.6, like this. So when it return, it is producing output of decimal value, then we have to take data type float. Function name is xyz. Here we are using two arguments or two parameters, a, b. So a is integer type, b is float type. So when we add a plus b, result will be of float type. For example, a value is 1 and b value is 2.5. So output will be 3.5. So 3.5 point means it is a float value. So here we have taken float data type, like this. So we can give any function name here. So already we have seen this void xyz. So in this function inside parenthesis, there is no parameter or no argument. Without parameter, without argument, we are using this function. So xyz, no parameters, just it will print the message, hi, welcome. So this is first type of function. Then here in this example, the function name is square. So in this function we are calculating square of a number. So number is here. So it will accept a value like 1, 2, 3, 5, like this. Then it will calculate the square of that number and it will return the value as integer. So here also, this is sum function with two parameters, a, b. So it will return the sum of a plus b. Okay, so when we use function in program, you can see here void fun. Fun is the name of function f-u-n, fun. So fun, void fun semicolon. So this line is called as function declaration. So if we are not using these brackets, then it will become variable declaration. But here we are using brackets, fun parenthesis, then it is called as function declaration with data type. So here in next line, fun opening and closing bracket. So in this line we are using the function. So using a function is called as function call or calling a function. Okay, next void fun. Here the function, this is called as function definition. Okay, we will see here in detail. So here once again, general syntax of function is given. Integer, main, void. So what is integer? Integer is the function data type or return type or output type. Then main is the function name, and inside void means this is function's input type. So this is called as parameter. Then opening flower bracket, closing flower bracket. So opening flower bracket means function's body start, and closing flower bracket means function's body end. Then inside this flower bracket, this is called function body. So in this body there are two lines. So we can write many lines in the body. Okay, so here some important terms are given related to function. If we use function name with data type like this, so in this line we are starting with int. Integer is a data type, then sum is a function. Okay, how to identify it is a function or not? because this sum name is followed by or it is attached with opening and closing parenthesis, so it becomes a function. So data type and this is function, so this is without body. So in this line just we are writing data type and function name, then semicolon, only one line. So this is called as function declaration. Function declaration means here we are not defining the body of the function. So in function declaration we will just declare the function name and its data type. So function name is sum and its data type is integer. So this one single line ends with semicolon. So this complete line is called as function declaration. So remember, in function declaration we are not defining the body of the function. Okay, in next example, here you can see, here we are creating a function integer, this is the data type of the function, sum, this is the name of the function, and integer a and integer b, these are two parameters or argument of the function. So note here we are not putting semicolon because when defining the body of a function semicolon is not given. So after writing this line data type, function name and parameter list, next we have to create the body of a function. So body of a function is enclosed in opening flower bracket and closing flower bracket. So inside these brackets body is return. So inside body there is only one line, return a plus b. So this function will add two values. So whatever value you can give. So it will add two value and it will return the total sum or result. Okay. So here in this function, this is the function name, data type and parameter list. This complete line is called as function header, head of the function, and this opening flower bracket and closing flower bracket is called as function body. Okay, then in header integer sum, int a, int b, integer a, integer b, these two values are called as parameters of the function, or they are also called as arguments of the function. So parameter means value given inside parenthesis of function. So this total process is called as function definition. So you can see here difference between function declaration and function definition. Function declaration means only we are writing data type, function name and semicolon, only one line we are writing without body. So in function declaration we are not writing body of the function. And function definition means we have to write the function name, data type, parameter list with body of the function. So in function declaration there is no body of function. In function definition we have to write the body of the function. So this is the difference between function declaration and function definition. So once again, function definition means writing function data type, function name, parameters and body of the function. So this is about function declaration and function definition. Last is function calling. So what is mean by function calling? Function calling is nothing but using function. So in the above example here we have created a function. So here just we have created the function by writing function name and its body. So here we are using the function with actual values. So in the above example we have created a function with temporary variables integer a, integer b. So here in this line we are using actual values 2, 3. So using a function with actual values or just using a function is called as function calling. Function calling means using the function. So here we are using the function with some actual values 2, 3. You can write any value 5, 5, 1, 2 like this. So in our example here we are using this sum function by taking actual values 2, 3. So it means 2 and 3, this sum function will pass 2 comma 3 value here in the function definition. So a value will be 2 and b value will be 3. So first value will be given to a and second value will be given to b. A plus b means 2 plus 3. So result will be 5. So using function is called as function calling. So this is about function declaration, function definition and function calling. Function declaration means declaring just function name without body. Function definition means creating function name with the body. And function calling means using the function with some values. So this is about basics of function. So next we will start function overloading. So function overloading. So what is mean by function overloading? So in our textbook, definition is given as a function name that has several definitions with respect to the number of arguments and type of argument is known as function overloading. So in simple words, we can say or we can write this definition also. So in simple words, here I have given the definition. Function overloading means two or more function having same name but different parameters are called as overloaded functions or function overloading. So function overloading means two or more functions having same name but different parameters is called function overloading. So for function overloading, there are two important points. We have to take minimum two functions. You can take more than two also, but for overloading a function, we have to use minimum two functions with same name but different parameters. So here example is given how to overload functions. So here this is a function xyz, and what is the work performed by this function? So this function just print a message on the screen, hi, welcome. So the name of function is xyz. Okay, in next example, here also same function name is there, xyz. In first example function name was xyz, and in second example also function name is xyz. But so to overload a function name should be same but parameters should be different. Here you can see in first function there are no parameters, there is no parameter, but in this second example here we are using one parameter. So parameters are different. Here 0 parameters are there, here 1 parameter is there. So these two functions are overloaded because both functions have the same name xyz but their parameters are different. So in first example 0 parameter is there, and in second example 1 parameter is there. Next, inside body of this function, so it is, what is the work of this second function? So it is calculating a into a, means it is calculating square of a number, or we can also say it is multiplying same number like this. Okay, in third example, here also function name is same xyz, but here two parameters are used, integer a, integer b. And what is the function of this what is the work of this function? So it will add two numbers and it will return the addition value a plus b. So here all three functions are having same name xyz, xyz and xyz. So but in first example there are 0 parameters. In second example in this here only one parameter or one argument is used, and in last example these two parameters or two arguments are used. Means in all three examples function name is same xyz but parameters are different 0, 1, 2. Hence all these functions are overloaded functions. So all the above three functions are overloaded because all functions have same name but different parameters, different parameters or different arguments. Okay, so here another example is given. Integer product. Product is the name of a function. So integer product and inside bracket integer a, means here we are using only one argument or one parameter. And what is the work of this function? It will multiply the same number. It will find the square. A into a means a square. It will find the square of a number. Okay, in second example here. Okay, so in second example, integer product, integer a, integer b. Okay, so in this second example also function name is same, product. So first example also having same function name product. So in second example also function name is product. So both example having same functions, product, product, but their parameter is different. In first example we are using only one parameter, integer a. In second example we are using two parameters, integer a, integer b. So condition to overload function name should be same but parameters should be different. So here parameters are different. So in first example only one parameter, in second example two parameters are used. And what is the work of this function? So this function will multiply two numbers. It will return the product a into b, like this. So in third example, float product, integer a, float b. So in third example also function name is same, product. Product is the name of function. So okay, so here in second example function name is product and there are two parameters, and in third example function name is product and here also two parameters. But in second example there are two parameters, both parameters are integer type. But in third example there are two parameters but first parameter is integer type and second parameter is float type, hence parameters are different. So these all functions, product functions, are overloaded. So this is product function with one argument, here product function with two arguments, and this is product function with two arguments of different types. So in all functions parameters are different and function name is same, hence they are all overloaded functions. So this is about function overloading. So here in book we can see okay. So okay, why we have to create function? So functions are created to perform some task or some work like addition, multiplication, comparison, like this. So to perform some work, function is created. So after creating a function we can use same function many times. So here also in notes it is given function overloading. Function overloading means two or more functions have same name but different parameters or arguments. So the main thing in function overloading is function argument. We have to change the function arguments in more than one function. So another name of function overloading is compile time polymorphism. So here example of overloaded function is given. So here two functions are given, integer sum, float sum. Here function name is same, sum, but parameters are different. So in first line, two parameters used. In second line also two parameters used, but their data type is different. Function name is same, but their data parameters are different. So in first example, function name is sum, and there are two parameters a, b. Their data type is integer. In second example, function name is sum, and here two parameters are used, but their data type is float. So function name is same in both lines, but data type is different. So they are overloaded function. So this is called function overloading. So to overload a function, there are two conditions. Function name should be same, but parameters should be different. So in exam, you will get a question for 5 marks. What is function overloading? You have to write the definition of function overloading with example. So you have to give example. Take any one example. So here example is given. Product. There are two functions, product. Both functions have the same name, product, but parameters are different. Integer p, q, r, here float x, y. So in first product function, three parameters are used, and in second product function, only two parameters used. So parameters are different, but function name is same. So this is the body of first product function, and this is the body of second product function. So in exam, you have to write the definition of function overloading, and you have to give example. So you can take any two function having same name but different parameters. Okay. Calling overloaded function. So calling, what is function calling? Using the function is called as function calling. So here three functions are there. First function is area, second function name is also area, third function name is also area. But in first function, there are two parameters of integer type. In second function, only one parameter is there, and in third function, two parameters are there but float type. So in first example, first area function, integer type parameters are there, and last function, there are float type of parameters are there. Okay, here you can see, here we are using, here this is called function definition. Function definition means we are creating the function with body. So this is function definition. So here in program, just we are using the function with actual values. So this is called function calling. So you can see here in first line, we are using function name with actual value. So this is called function calling. Area 4.6, and here area 10, area 3.0, 7.0. So in first function, area 4.6 means so it will call which function? It will call this first function. So this area 4.6 means automatically computer will go to the first function. Why? Because 4,6 means both are integer. So here parameters int both integer. So it will match. So it will use this first function. Depending upon the value, computer will select the proper function body. Okay, next second line, area 10. So in this area function, we are giving only one value 10. So computer will select here second function, because here only one parameter is there. So if we are giving one value when calling a function, then computer automatically select the function body which is having only one parameter. So for one value, one parameter. For two values, it will select two parameters like this. Then area 3.0, 7.0. So here we are passing two values, 3.0 decimal values, 7.0. So it will select the third function because we are passing two value. So here two parameters are there, b, h, but their data type is float. Float means decimal. So here we are passing decimal values, so it will select third function because here parameters are of decimal type. So depending upon the value, computer will select the function. So using function name with actual value is called function calling. Then this is very important, need for function overloading or advantages of function overloading. Both means same. Need for function overloading means also need for function overloading, and advantages both are same. So this question will come many time in the examination. So in examination you will get 5 marks question like what is function overloading, explain need for function overloading. Or you will get a question like what is function overloading, write the advantages of function overloading. So for both type of question you have to write the same answer. So in a question there are two parts. First you have to write the definition of function overloading, then advantages or need means you have to write these points. So need of function or advantages both are same. So what is the need or advantages of function overloading means you have to write code is executed faster. So by using function overloading, program will execute very fast. So it is easier to understand the flow of information and debug. Code maintenance is easy and easier interface between programs and real world objects. So for 5 marks you have to write 4 points for advantages and 1 line for definition. Means for when it is asked for 5 marks you will get 1 marks for writing definition of function overloading, and remaining 4 marks you will get by writing these 4 advantages. So this is very important. Just you have to write these small 4 lines with definition of function overloading, then you will get 5 marks. Then restriction on overloaded functions. Restrictions means condition. So to create function overloading, function name should be same but with different argument. And for creating function overloading function, we should not use typedef keyword. So these are two conditions or restrictions on overloaded functions. So this is about function overloading. So in this function overloading, the main topics that will come in exam is definition of function overloading and need or advantages of function overloading, or sometime it will ask example of overloaded functions. So you can take any functions. So here minimum you have to take 2 functions for giving example of overloading functions. So you can use these 2 functions, or you can select these simple functions. So here this is very small. Here small functions are given like integer product. Here only 1 parameter, here 2 parameters, here also 2 parameters but different data type. So minimum you have to write 2 functions with body as example of overloading functions. So function overloading, here in this topic you have to remember 3 things which are important: definition of function overloading, then example of function overloading, and last, need or advantages of function overloading. So these three topics are important. So here I will stop. In next class we will continue the next topic.